Yeah, good morning. So today I just thought I'd make a video just because I should, because Pluto's, these are big times. But anyway, when I got to thinking, well, I'll make one that's going to show that Lilith is in fact Israel, because Israel is very important right now in the news, and I've been asserting that I thought Israel was Lilith because of the Jewish mother factor. So as it turned out, I had an encounter with a woman Jewish lawyer Tuesday, I think it was, and I came home and said, "What has hit me? What hit me?" So this was. Maybe an hour and a half after the fact, but says, what has hit me? And so point one, you see the moon is now right now I don't think I have the ability to use the pointer. That would be a screen capture, and I haven't figured out screen capture yet. What I get is screens inside of screens inside of screens onto infinity. Like in the barber shop, you see yourself, into infinity. Well, that's what happened here. It happens here. Until I figure that out, I won't be able to have a pointer. But if you see in this graphic, there are two circles. Now, the inner circle is the transits at the time. You see where the ascendant is marked, and it's in 25 of Pisces. Now, if I was going to fool with it a little bit, I would say, I would move that to 24 of Pisces. But at any rate, you see Neptune is on the ascendant, which means what? I don't know. This is like a world of uncertainty. And on the outer side, as it turns out, Neptune is on my moon for this couple of years. My moon is in 24 of Pisces. That's on the outer circle. So if you look at the ascendant, you see they have the ascendant of this horary, 25 Pisces rising, and there's my moon, of course, on it, and Neptune. So I figured, this is a good chart. First of all, I say, are there any personal points of a special interest that correlates with your natal chart? And there on the ascendant is my 25 of Pisces. So that correlates with my moon. So I said, it's probably a good chart. And the fact that there's Neptune there means this is one of these events where I'm not sure what hit me and why. So I just knew that I got beat up within 10 minutes by a Jewish woman lawyer. And she reamed me a new asshole, you might say. And told me all kind of things. Now, coming down to the fourth house, let's look in the inner circle. And you see that the glyph for Hades, which is in my case waldemath, okay? The glyph for Hades is in 24. I can't really see. When I just studied it, it's in 24 of Cancer, which is conjunct, and in fact almost exactly conjunct, my natal Mercury, which is the ruler of my chart, by the way. If you study my chart, as I have for 50 years, you figure out, I'm pretty much Mercury. I have Gemini in the midheaven, but I have Mercury very prominent. It's trine the moon, and No, you see that here. When you add it all up, you know, it's Mercury fits me. I have a big mouth, and I can spend my life in endless idle speculation. That would be Mercury or Gemini, kind of thing. Now you see my natal, but the other thing is my natal Hades, natal Lilith, natal waldemath, which is represented by the Hades sign, is in 28 of Cancer. And here's the transiting waldemath, symbolized by the Hades sign, in 24. Now what you need to know about waldemath, and that's really the Lilith I like. It moves, it's like another moon. You know, the moon moves 12, 14 degrees a day. And that, you know, sometimes it's hard to catch that. Not once in a while, but very often, the moon, when you ask a horary chart or something significant happens to you, there's the moon right there, right on your ascendant or whatever. That happened yesterday to me. The moon was for Virgo 48 when I asked this question. And of course, I've trained myself to, you know, ask the right questions at the right time. And you'll notice, I noticed when I started doing horaries with my 20-year-old friends 40 years ago. See, that would make us 60, wouldn't it? 50 years ago. That would make us 70. 55 years ago. They would say, wait, I have something coming. And then maybe an hour or two later, they say, now, I want you to ask a question. This is when the question finally formulated. And they would wait until that question really came, and they asked the question, and sure enough, there it was on the ascendant or something like that. So people do, if they work at it, have an instinct for waiting till the right question. And of course, if it's somebody off the street that's never had a horoscope done before, and they have a pressing question, then, you know, the time is right. And you strike when the iron is hot. And, you know, I've tried it this way and that. And this is a question about the event. I could also do the chart for the event, but I was so busy getting hit on the head, I don't remember how that happened. By the way, 15 minutes earlier, or at least no more than half an hour earlier, I got whacked on the head by my daughter over the telephone, which is why I went to her lawyer, which she hired. And you know, so I suppose the daughter figures in there. I haven't found her. Haven't looked. What today? The only point of the lesson is Jewish lawyer, woman lawyer, Lilith, waldemath, and Ivy Goldstein Jacobson herself was a Jewish girl. I guess she was from Australia, no less. And she liked waldemath because, and she wrote the book, The Dark Moon, Lilith in Astrology. It's a skinny little blue book about that thick. But, so you're going to pay $14 or $20, you know, for 80 pages. But boy, those 80 pages are really worth it. You know, and if you can get it cheaper, you know, God bless you. But it's a very important book about the real Lilith. I mean, the real Lilith is, among other things, evil. And you know, you read all that stuff on the internet today. This is all New Age astrology, where, you know, on the internet, or you know, which has your inner wild. And they like to describe Lilith as your inner wild. Well, it can also be somebody else's inner wild clobbering you. Yeah, so maybe that's you know, inner wild for the lady, and it's me getting clobbered. But there was hey, you know, the Hades glyph in the fourth house in 24 of Mercury. And so we have that Lilith in 24 Mercury on my my natal Mercury. Mercury is in 24 trine. My moon in 24. I think that's the closest aspect closest major aspect in my chart. And there's the ascendant. And just to add uncertainty to it, Neptune. Now, if you look up on the inner thing, we have the midheaven, Athena on the midheaven. So that could be, and Mercury, so that could be a very articulate working girl, Athena. She should probably be a trial lawyer. Yeah, she's got a mouth on her. God. And that's on the midheaven. So that may express that she's just doing her job. And what else? So, that's interesting. Now, my son, in 16 of Cancer natal, is opposite a Lilith, not waldemath, but a Lilith, which is shown by what up in Capricorn you see a Lilith in 17 of Capricorn, and that's opposite my natal sun. Well, it's a natal Lilith opposite my natal sun, which is in 16 of Cancer. So that's... Now, does that show any aspects? Right now, it doesn't seem to. Of course, Kronos is conjunct my natal sun, transiting Kronos. And what's not shown in here, because I borrowed the computer programming to not use the real Hades, but the real Hades is in about 14. All of which means the real Hades in conjunct Kronos. Well, that's the state. But when the real Hades gets involved, that could mean incarceration by the state. So this may be my farewell. Although I don't believe it now, but who knows? My farewell. What do they call that? Swan song. Bill Kennick's swan song before he's dragged away by the Zionist authorities. So, all right, you heard it here. Now I've got to do is just get this uploaded. Thank you very much. Bill Kennick signing off. Uranian astrologer signing off.